Hey, welcome to this Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts gameplay video. If you love the history of naval warfare when castles of steel ruled the waves, then don't miss a minute of what's coming up. Hey, welcome! It's time to play some Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Today we're going to do another pre-dreadnought fight. We're going to build the HMS London, the lead ship of the London class of pre-dreadnought battleships built for the Royal Navy. And we're going to do something a little different because of a comment, or basically a request from a viewer. We're going to get into the shipyard and go through the build in some detail. And I'm going to comment on why I do what I do and give you a chance to see that process and maybe tell me what you think I could do better if you have an idea, or ask me questions about why I do it. I'll try to explain why as we go along. So, the London, the recent, let's see, the 5 ships of the London class were ordered in 1898 in response to increased naval construction for the Russian Navy. So that means we're just going to go ahead and probably repeat the Dogger Bank incident thing. We'll fight a Russian force today, just in honor of why the London class were built. So what we're going to do now, we'll jump into the custom battle builder. We're going to set this up. Now there is some interesting things here. Let's get oops, and we'll leave it at 1898. I don't know if that will work or not. There's a particular hull that we need for this old girl that may or may not be available. But let's go ahead and decide what we're going to play with. No torpedo boats, no battleship, a heavy cruiser, and a light cruiser. Let's get rid of those guys. A battleship, a heavy cruiser, and a light cruiser. That seems fair, don't you think? We're going to start off at about 9,000 meters, so there's not much going on. About just something shy of, actually probably right in the neighborhood of about 5 nautical miles. And off we'll go. So let's talk about the London before we get deeply into this. 14,500 long tons, length 431 feet, beam 75 feet, draft 26 feet. Now none of that matters, okay? We don't have to worry about that. Installed power, 2 vertical triple expansion steam engines. That's important to know. So let's get in here and see if the hull I want is available. Now we're gonna have to back out. We're gonna step up to about 1900. One thing to know about this is you can make the other side different, and that's real important. We're gonna do that right here just for fun. 1898, just to make it unfair. Let's do that. Who cares? Design ship. Yeah, there we go. That's the hull I need. I can't do a perfect replica of her because of not enough casemate positions, but that'll get us what we need right there. So we're gonna get started, but before we do, hey, it's the YouTube ritual. Before I start showing any of my secrets, the YouTube ritual works like this. I build the videos, and you, if you like the videos, you subscribe, like, share, and comment. It's just that easy. I'll spend an hour or 2 a day doing this. Actually, it's more than that. And you'll spend 2 seconds deciding whether you like it, and then like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Helps the channel a bunch, and I do appreciate everybody who's done that up to now, and anybody who considers it in the future. And finally, if you just can't stand not to show me some extra special love, you can buy me a cup of coffee. There's a link in the description. I love me some coffee. All right, going down the vertical expansion. This looks good. Displacement set at 14,500 tons is good. What happens if we move this up? Well, she gets stretched, and the number of casemate positions increases. Now that I think about it, we just might want to stretch this old gal try to keep her under the weight limit, but that will give me how many? We got to try to find a way to get 12 pounders, which I'm going to assume are 3-inch guns. She needs 16 12-pounder. That's the hard part. 12 6-inch guns is not hard. In fact, she ought to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But she just doesn't end up with enough casemate positions. No, that's just not it for the 6-inch guns, or for the number of 3-inch guns, I guess. So let's just back her down for a start to the 14,500 ton limit. Now she's good for 18 knots. So we'll set that now because that gives us a baseline for her weight. Now range, strangely enough, normally I get a range in this source, but I'm not getting one here. We're going to assume that the British would want long range, which costs us something. Standard bulkheads, I don't know. We'll play with that later as we seek this magic number. We know that she has triple expansion. She's cold-fired. I'm going to give her induced boilers, although I don't know, really don't know. Armor, sometimes the source I use gives you an armor type. Sometimes it does not. I'm going to go with Harvey for her right now. And we'll play with it from there. She did have barbettes, and they were, if I'm reading this correctly, let's see what it says about her barbettes. Somewhere here it is. 12-inch barbettes. Well, if you read this description, sufficiently armored against light guns, standard armor protects against those. So I'm going with standard armor. Actually, her barbettes are more heavily armored than her belt. Anti-torp, it doesn't really say. We're going to go ahead and give her an anti-torp capability. We're going to start with double hull, but I don't know that that's true, but let's just assume it is. If we need to lose some weight, we may lose that. We're going to reinforce her bulkheads. Now, understand, I don't know. It's hard to translate into game terms the information that's out in the world. Some sources bound to be better than others, and my source isn't particularly good. I just look it up, find a source online, and sometimes I find a lot of stuff, sometimes I don't. Anti-flood, we're going to give her some basic anti-flood, and she, again, these sources don't speak in terms of citadels, but what it does say, as was customary for battleships of the period, she was also equipped with, oh no, that's not what I wanted to say. Well, it says that too, but that's not what I'm talking about. Armored belt 9 inches thick, transverse bulkheads on the aft end of the belt was 9 to 12 inches thick. Now, that implies that she doesn't have a forward transverse armor belt, which is interesting. What does Citadel 1 say? The second layer of steel protects shields of ship's internals below the deck. Minimum hull modification needed to make a ship less prone to engine damage and ammo detonation. Number 2 is his ammo storage is... I think Citadel 1's probably appropriate, which is to say minimum hull modification, especially if it's true that she did not have a forward transverse bulkhead, and I'm assuming that just based on the fact that it doesn't say that she does. It speaks of an aft bulkhead, not a forward bulkhead. Standard shell, standard ammo. We'll stick with the standard torpedo. Now here it gets a little bit weirder. It gets a little strange. I don't know what to give here. I think black powder, probably not. Gun cotton, ballastite, or lyddite. I think we'll go with the ballastite. It's a nitrocellulose thing. In between, again, I got no way of knowing. Now, it is interesting that she had electric turrets, electrically driven turrets, but her the elevation was manual, which is just utterly fascinating. I got nothing that says she ought to have anything but standard reloading, and she had 18-inch torpedo tubes. Now, sometimes you can find some details on the fire control. Here, I have no idea. So it's kind of, well, do you want, plus 7% aiming speed, plus 15%? I'm going to go with the coincident rangefinder. What the heck? Now, here's another place in the build where you have to do some interpretation. This source says her belt was 9-inch. Okay. And then it doesn't say anything else. So you can say, well, that means it was a 9-inch belt. And that's what I'm going to assume until I need some weight maybe to keep her underneath that limit. Their deck, as I see this, she had 2 armored decks that were 1 and 2.5 inches thick, respectively. So we'll give her 3.5 inches of deck armor. And we're going to assume that the extended, as I didn't assume there, but we're going to assume that the deck isn't uniformly thick, that perhaps that second belt. If not, we're going to end up with this. And we could try that. I just don't think she'll end up, I think she'll end up with a problem. Conning tower is pretty heavily armored, 14 inches. Turrets, sides we don't care about. 10 inches is what I see here. Turret top is not listed, but we'll go ahead and give her the same as her deck. So you see, I'm playing around here, making assumptions. You just can't build, or at least it seems to me that it's difficult to get a perfect translation of a historical ship into the dockyard here, and that's okay. That's fine. Let's see. Somewhere along the line, I read something about her secondaries. Casemate battery protected with 6 inches of. Well, look at this. I just noticed that. Her main battery turret size were 8 to 10 inches. Thick, a top 12-inch barbettes. Casemate battery was protected with 6 inches of Krupp steel. Well, then I'm going to assume that if she had Krupp steel in the casemate, that she had Krupp steel everywhere. Cool. I didn't notice that reading this before. By the way, I printed this, so I'm not switching back and forth. All right, well, I'm okay with this right now. She's got a lot of weight left, and from here it gets a little bit more interesting. Main tower. Well, I don't know. Now you can look at pictures of her, and all the pictures look pretty much like these guys right there. I'd say the picture, this crow's nest looking thing, is the least likely right one. So just for fun, we're going to see if we can afford to take the best possible tower on the front. Secondary tower, we got the same issue. We'll just put the best one we got in there. Funnels. Now the thing to do with funnels is to watch this engine efficiency thing. Again, I try to get it looking right, which would look something like that, with the standard funnel, which would be the least possible weight, and she gets 100% engine efficiency, so I'm happy. Just stay with that. Don't need barbettes. Main guns, centerline guns, 12-inch guns, 2 barrels. Drop those down, and then look at our weight offset. Now, these pre-dreads tend to have some pretty interesting weight offset issues. If you hold the shift key down, you can move that turret back as far as it'll go, and that got us some help. And then we hold the shift key down and move this guy back, and all of a sudden we got a pretty balanced design, which is important because I think that affects her stability, which affects her ability, her accuracy. So, secondary guns. We're not going to have any secondary guns. We're going to have casemate guns. She's supposed to have a dozen 6-inch guns. Is that correct? Look at my source. Yep. 12 6-inch Mark 6 guns. So 6-inch barrels. And we need them, as I see this drawing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, then she had 16 12-pounders, which I think a reasonable facsimile of 12-pounder would be a 3-inch gun. Well, guess what? We can get 8, but we're not going to find any place to put those guns. Now, could we gain a few? Yeah, we could. What if we came here, back out, and eliminated these guns and placed them there and there? I think that would give us, in fact, does not. Oh, wait. Okay. In fact, I'm dumb. But you already knew that. There and there. It would be replacing this gun and that gun with these 2 guns. And then come here. And suddenly, look at that. We can get 2 more 3-inch guns. Now, that's not how she was configured. She was configured with the 6-inch guns all here. But what the heck? Let's go ahead and do it this way. It's one of the things you compromise in this particular builder. Okay, get this. Now that messed up my 4-weight offset. Thank you very much. And I don't think I can do much about that. Oh yeah, I can. That's interesting. Somebody. Oh look, perfectly balanced. I did have somebody comment that I shouldn't worry about the 4.5 balance as long as it was under 20%. Perhaps that fellow knows something I don't know. That could well be true. Just given my own personal preferences based on a lifetime of an engineering career, man, I'm trying to optimize this design. Okay, finally she had torpedo launchers, but they were both in the broadside. She had 4 launchers in the broadside. And now she's overweight. Not by much, but she is overweight. Well, how to fix that? There's all kinds of ways to do it. My inclination is to get rid of some 6-inch guns and some 3-inch guns and go back with, and she's still a tiny bit overweight. Okay, well that's fine. Let's take a look. I think I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's fine. I think the thing to do is just to cut her extended belt down a bit to get the weight we need. And we're underweight. Now, another way to do that would have been to come up here, since we're not concerned about cost. We could have just eased that up a little bit. And she fits in at 14,586, and she's 14,500 long tons, 14,700 normal. I don't know what they're using here. In any case, that's really pretty close. That's a lot better than most of my designs in terms of how close we've gotten to her design, her weight in the offline or the online sources I found. We rename her, and there she is. So we can review her over here. 69 resistance, 80% hull form, 68 stability, 67 floatability. You get descriptions. You can see that this gives you a call out and tells you what all those things are. Stability, more accurate, the higher stability, more accurate the guns on high speed and bad weather. So that's why I want, and now she's got an aft weight offset. That's why I want to minimize that number right there. I want to get as much stability as possible. You can review the guns, weapons placement, plus 9% base accuracy, plus 30% aiming speed. Here's the armor details. Damage control, minus 5% fire chance, minus 31% flood chance. This basically says she's designed. Everything's okay. Surface visibility, target signature, torpedo spotting, weight distribution, longitudinal axis may cause instability that increases pitch maneuverability and make the ship more prone to flooding. Another reason to get the longitudinal weight distribution. Nice. Transverse affects accuracy, ship maneuverability, make it more prone to flooding. Pitch, roll, there's all kinds of stuff here. 11 base accuracy, da-da-da-da-da. But I don't know. That's how I do it. We've spent 20 minutes doing that so far. It's really quite simple. The trick, to my mind, is not getting too hung up on getting her perfect. Now, some things you just can't do. Or at least I can't tolerate what I have to do. I can't build the main for anything. The hull does not exist to have those funky turrets mounted offset from the center line fore and aft like the main was built. And that breaks my heart. I'd like to build her, but there you go. Will we ever be able to? I don't know. But somebody's asked me recently, oh, we're going to wait to think in another forum. I'm going to wait to buy this till it's in beta, till it comes out, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, I've got my money's worth out of this game in alpha. If it never got any better than this, I've already got my money's worth, and it's just going to get better from here. Whether it'll ever be everything I could wish it would be, probably not. But it's a lot more than I ever expected to be able to play with. So what do you say we quit chatting and we get out there and we had this quick little fight? It ought to start off right off. We ought to be in the fight right off the bat at 9,000 meters. And yes, we are. Well, I hope that's one of the cruisers, because if that's the Dreadnought, that's some little tiny guns. And given the fact that I can see it, makes me think it's probably the Dreadnought, which is not going to be very exciting. We've got the 6-inch guns with torpedoes, but not many. And the London, what? Not the London, the cruiser. I can't click on her. Endymion. Okay. Fascinating. Oh, her torpedo range is incredibly short. Incredibly short. Well, all right. She is... Okay. I'm liking... Oh, we are completely turned around. Absolutely screwed up here. We are completely turned around. I thought, boy, this is great. I'm pointing in just the right direction, when in fact, I'm 180 degrees out. All right, I'm going to have to... I just need to get her to pay attention to me telling her what to do is what I need to do. One thing I don't like in games is interface issues. There we go. Okay, fine. Fine! And we've got the same problem here. But she should dance compared to the other guys. She's good for 23 knots. We're good for 18. And the cruiser is good for 24 knots. The heavy cruiser is good for 24 knots. All right, well, it ought to start shooting right now. In fact, Oh Lord, I'm getting interface poisoning again. I should have turned the cruiser the other way, but heck with it now. We're committed. Alright, we've got to be careful when you set a rudder order. They just keep turning because you set a rudder order rather than saying bring my bow about to this position. Alright, we're going to do that and let this develop a bit. Wow, man, straddles city. Looks like her light cruiser is over there. We're going to cut her speed down a little bit. I don't need her zooming out in front of me just yet. She's a 7-inch gun cruiser. That's not very impressive. Alright, I don't know whether we're dealing with this. It looks like a heavy cruiser, honestly. I mean, those guns are awful. Normally I'd say let's close the range and beat her up, but now she is getting hammered already from things she can't see. So we're going to go ahead and give her smoke protection. And yeah, it looks like this old gal has decided that beating up the light cruiser is a good idea. Let's back her down to screen if I haven't waited too long. Alright, what is going on there? We see something. That's a cruiser. Oh, the Severn is just getting beat down. We've hit... That is a heavy cruiser. Where is their battleship? Way out there. Alright, we're having it out with their screen right now. Okay, which is advantage to us with our battleship as close as it is. Wham! Big hit, big hit. Yeah, our light cruiser was positioned badly and is getting slammed. And we have found the big bad boy. Okay, fire there. Secondaries on the heavy cruiser. Our heavy cruiser focus on their heavy. Our light cruiser duking it out with their light cruiser, which is taking some serious hits. Outstanding, boys. Yes, even given the screw-ups with my my light cruiser, I'd say right now we are severely advantaged in the big fight. Now this is the big fight though. The real fight is here. And the rest of these guys can only have so much to do with it. She does not have torpedoes, so I'm not afraid of her. She does, so I am afraid of her. We haven't identified. We have yet to identify their battleship. But we're tossing some big... Got a hit, got a hit. Oh man, beautiful. Look at the tumble home on that girl. Look at that. Oh, I love that hull. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes. Yes, I am all about screenshots. Yes, I'm sorry. I am all about screenshots. Oops, oops, oops. Right down there. And make the screen flash. Turn the interface back on. That guy looks like he's in worse shape than he is. He's burning like mad. We're getting 6-inch hits on her. That doesn't look like it. Looks like our heavy cruiser's doing more work against her than the battleship is. Yeah, those are big guns. They might be 10s, but I'll bet in 11s. Which is well and truly scary. Now we haven't identified her, so we don't know if she's got torpedoes. Severn is just beat down. Alright. Pause again. Down in here. That is... Okay, I got to unselect her somehow. There we go. Awesome. Even more awesome. Okay, back to the game. Alright. She has torpedoes. Makes me nervous. Oh, we're getting 6-inch hits on that cruiser like mad. Oh, what happened? Did I miss something? What hit her that hard? Have I got her selected? Yes, I do. Don't see. She just must have been rather fragile because I don't see. There's a big one right there, 6-inch hit, 215 damage. And it just flooded her out. Stern belt extended penetration. It just flooded her out. Well then, we are no longer concerned about torpedoes from her. We're going to turn these guys and continue mopping the floor. Here we go again. Here we go again. Oh, it just isn't as much fun without one of these big ships being very much the center of attention. Well, let's let it develop a little bit, a lot more, and go. Alright, we have yet to touch her. Looks like she's getting pounded. %, chance, 9.3, fairly even, advantage us. And we're just bashing away at that guy. Oh, look at this. The battleship's decided. And I kind of get it because she's torpedo armed. Where are those torpedoes? Alright, she has torpedoes fore and aft. Are you turning away because you're worried about it? Hard to say. Hard to say. Alright, we're going to continue on this course for right now. She's just about done. Although she might put a real hurt on our light cruiser. Battleship is well and truly concerned about the heavy cruiser, and I don't blame her. I'm going to bring her around. I'm going to speed her up. And we're going to make a torpedo run on her. We're going to brake hard into her and hope these torpedoes get launched at some point. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Okay, we come back around like that and see if she gets happy and decides, well, she just doesn't want to do it. Could be that she's lost the torpedoes, I don't know. Alright. And again, we're going to set those torpedoes to aggressive. What is it going to take to get her bow around? Alright, we really just bring her around hard and see if the fire control guys decide that at some point that torpedo could launch, and if not, at least she's got her. Yes, she's just gonna get smeared. I suicided my my heavy cruiser. But she has done an admirable job. Did she just fire? No, she did not. Let's see, did she just fire at her own cruiser? Alright, here we come for our torpedo attack. Alright, I just kind of thought that the Severn would get taken down by that heavy cruiser. There's our torpedo attack, is off. Big hits. Goodness, 13.5 inches of armor. But you know what? We're fixing to see. And we're going to go. I think I have set it up. Oh goodness, isn't that delightful? Get a good look at those fish. Yeah, I can't get what I'm looking for. Oh, something like that. Something like that. F-11. Back to the London. Oh, the racket's killing me. And going for the next. You know what we need to do? There's a hit, and that should neaten up this screening. Get me what I'm looking for. Oh baby. That's just freaking awesome. Alright. We got one torpedo hit, I think. Thump, thump. How you feeling about that? Wow, she actually took that rather well. Once again, oh, she did launch a torpedo. I don't know if it got a hit. I don't see it. Oh, yeah, she's done. She's done. Or at least almost done. Our beat-up cruiser's taking on their beat-up cruiser. And we're back. Yeah, this is... I don't know why I bother doing videos. All I'm really interested in is screenshots. I'd like to get as much of this in as I can. And then center up on her. it's hard to get a panoramic here. That's not really the right word I'm looking for, is it? We're going to go with that. F11. All right, enough. Go back over. Okay, get the interface back on. I can get back in the game. Right. All right, let's come around her. Ooh, we took a bad hit there. We're flooding. Tough old girl. Tough old girl. We got steering problems. We got their heavy cruiser. And hopefully we won't sink before she does. Oh, that's it. That's it. We got 2 more torpedoes going. That'll do it. Boom, boom. And she's done. And that's game. And there you go. Now, I don't know if that's realistic. I don't know. I don't care. I just don't care. There's some people who insist on maximum realism. I want, in this kind of game, at least maximum perceived realism. And I guess what I'm saying is I don't really understand whether this would have been wise tactics or not. I mean, I charged the guy. I lost a light cruiser and ended with a very damaged battleship, a very damaged heavy cruiser, and a destroyed enemy. I guess in game terms, that's a win. I'm babbling about realism now, and quite honestly, we shouldn't even go there. That's one of those subjects that just make you crazy. It's beautiful. I'm having a lot of fun, and I get to play around with designs, and that to me is very cool. The game's still in alpha. Hopefully we're going to see the beta sometime this year and the campaign game. And I'm going to have a lot of fun. And if you buy it, I think you will too. So there you go. In any case, as always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you again real soon. Hey, thanks for watching. If you click on that picture of Very Young Waz, you'll be subscribed so you'll never miss another video. Then click on that bell notification button, and please share and comment. See you again soon.